Hello and welcome to these Battlegrounds. I'm Bobby B, and today we'll be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified series, Alvin Breaker Kibbe. Now he's going to be a Target exclusive. He's going to be part of the Mass sub-series, Mass Device. Can we call it Mass Device? I mean, it is what it is. It's just got like kind of like the his tank argument. In my opinion, you can. I mean, it's a toy. Call it whatever you want. So, Mass Device subline. We got Breaker. Last time we got Breaker was a few years ago with the Classified series, 2021. Also a Target exclusive, part of the Cobra Island sub-series, subway, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to give a secretive shout out to the dude who hooked me up with this. Appreciate it. I'm always looking for Marvel Legends for him the best I can. We kind of do some trades, so I'm glad that he was able to snag this for me. Unfortunately, he didn't get back to me if he wanted the official shout out or not, so depending on how he responds, I'll update the description and be sure to post on socials and stuff to promote him and my gratitude for him. So shout out to him. But back to Breaker himself. Second Breaker we've gotten, much needed update. We know that everything prior to the like Big Ben low light mid 2023 was it just doesn't compare to modern Classified. There's just they made such a big jump, and I think the steel core definitely was the biggest ones that suffered from that. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Breaker. So let's dive in. So we got our Mass logo right there. We got our 3 elements, G.I. Joe Classified series. It's going to be number 158. There's all his attributes. We got him chewing the bubble gum on the side. We got our QR code that probably still doesn't go anywhere. If you guys want to pause this, screenshot it, scan it to your Cobra apps, your Target apps, and see when these guys are coming in. There's that artwork again right there on the side. Shot of the back. We got Breaker carrying the metallic ore from the meteorite out of the volcano. We got some Sky Strikers in the back. Are those Easter eggs? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Close up of the vest, close up of the watch. Not a whole lot else going on. And this figure is going to be one of the made in China figures. Whereas the last 3 retro we had were from Vietnam. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know. But sliding that back. Diving into our accessories. Weapons wise, we get this same 1911 with the extended mag pistol. Come on. We start all the way back to Classified Stalker in the early waves, and it just keeps popping back up. We also get our suppressor pegs in. Not a whole lot else going there. We'll talk about some stuff regarding weapons towards the end here, but there you go. You got that for our man. Get that out of here. We get a little knife, black handle, silver blade. A little bit of grip on it. Not a whole lot else going on. That's it for weapons. Accessories, we got our nice man pack radio looking thing. It's in this flat gray, a little bit of black extra to it, some antennas and stuff. This guy does rotate. It might come out. I'm not going to pop it out, but if you're into that kind of thing, we got a nice little metal frame here, but it kind of stays pretty flat if you put it down like that. So if you wanted to display it on the hood of your vamp or something like that. It's got the port over here for the cable. And this looks like a new connection cable, much smaller than the one we kept getting with, what was it, like Mindbender and the Techno Vipers and all the others that kept having the same one. And that should just peg in, maybe. Yep. Right in, easy peasy. We got a new ACH. Gray with some black rails. We got a black Rhino mount, some black rails. We got the black Peltors with the mic, looking good. Then we got that big old port on the back for the other end of the cable. Ooh. And there you have it. So he's good to be calmed into his radio. Hard lined in, if you would. Get that out of the way. We also get what we're all here for, the metallic ore. It's going to be in the exact same thing that we saw with Mindbender. I'm sorry, the exclusive Mindbender. I got to specify that. So the exact same thing. So if you wanted to, it's a nice gold log, just peg. Not a whole lot else going on. So I can't wait to see what they do with that, because there's got to be a and if you wanted to mix it up, you can. They're a couple shades off. Still that shiny gray. So you put your zombie hand in there, or whatever you want to call this guy, the infected hand. One of my favorite, what is it, one-shots? I guess there was technically two. But we know we got the divers, we know we got snake eyes. So there's two bigger sets, and we get this one lone Joe with the random piece. But I don't know. Are we going to see a mass device for Classified? Do you guys want to see a mass device for Classified? Do you want to get all the accessories, like all the troopers pushing the carts with all the extra elements and stuff? Let me know in the comments below. But getting back to our man here, we got an alternate head sculpt, blowing the bubble. This works for me because I ended up, when I picked up the original Breaker, I also got the, I found on like eBay, one of the Marvel Legends characters had the bubbles. I don't remember. I want to say Jubilee, but that's not right. I ended up cutting that's not Jubilee, I lied. And I ended up cutting the bubble off that and then using that for some displays, and then I kind of got over it after a while just because it didn't look too good. But glad we got it. You know, it's Breaker. He has to have the bubble gum. It just goes with the character. Such a unique feature for him to have. And then looking at the man himself, we got a new head. Looking good. We got our plate carrier from Grunt. So looking at the figure, it's going to be completely Grunt. Everything but the boots. We got rock and roll boots. Some different knee pads. Are these rock and roll knee pads? We got retro rock and roll right here. Yeah, so rock and roll legs. Grunt web gear, plate carrier, belt, pouches and stuff. We got Doc / Recondo upper arms. And then it looks like it's going to be, does rock and roll have the, yeah, rock and roll even has the sweater collar looking thing. So only thing new we're really getting is the radio, the helmet, the heads, and the mass device element, which is going to be used, you know, a couple times over. So not a whole lot of new tooling, but enough, and it's a different color scheme to make him different than the original. The original was kind of lacking in comparison. But as far as articulation, we can go down that much. We cannot go up. That's it for up. T-pose. Bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows. We got our butterflies. So you can get your double-handed pistol hold. Not a whole lot of movement in the ab crunch because of the plate carrier. Drop down hips. Thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. Boot cut, ankle rocker rotation. So your typical Classified stuff. As far as looking back at his gear, we got the rear grip pistol holster, and we got the slot for the suppressor. So pistol's going to go in like so. Suppressor's going to go in like so. Maybe. That's all it can go in, huh? All right, well, that's just poor. I don't remember what. Oh, I think a magazine went in for the Grunts. So, doesn't really work out too greatly there. run the suppressor through the holster if you really wanted to, but don't do that. And as far as the knife, we got our sheath up on the shoulder. Oh, I could do this and see how many people cry on Facebook about it. Oh, my toys. That pegs in like so. We got his name tag, a Kibby, rank E4. We got that same drop down, except we get a different readout. So we have some signal bars, it looks like, of some type. So maybe he's tracking the metallic ore. GIJoe Pro communicator in the top. Looks great next to Grunt. Get this to focus, huh? So there you have it. There's your Alvin Kibby. Let's get all this gear on him now. Backpack's in. And helmet on. I wish this was kind of over a little bit. He's ready to go for all your GIJoe communications needs. Let's swap out these heads for you guys. I'm here for it. That's going to stand out on a shelf. That's a fun look. He's out here blowing bubbles into the mic, scaring the Cobra troops away. That might be the look. I've got to show off the watch here. It says 1824. We got our mass device element. However, we can't, there's like no real way to hold this unless you kind of like, we got vertical grips, horizontal grips. Just have them kind of cradle it. Maybe. Just kind of have them cradle it. So maybe one of those sprawled out hands we kept seeing with all the Vipers and Flint and whoever else we see coming down the line with them. But I don't know. Would have gone a little bit extra. Comparing them to our classified release, a much needed upgrade. I don't think we ever saw this vest again now that I think about it, or this helmet. Great update in my opinion. You know, if you wanted to keep him, you know, in one of your vehicles, it's good to go. So not a big L there if you're upgrading. And I don't even know if these are still readily available. I know I scooped up a bunch of them for green shirt use when they first came out. So I think I had 3 side breaker, then two green shirts. But definitely loving the new figure. We're going with the cartoon look. I wish they would have included at least the cartoon blaster. Or even just the generic, hold on. The generic, you know, M16 looking weapon, just to give him something to mess with, you know? Should I put the knife back in upside down and then flip the mag around? But again, you know, you're going with the cartoon look, include the cartoon weapon. I don't know why, especially when you're like, oh, what can we include with them? The original didn't come with any weapons. We'll throw in just throw in the cartoon gun anyways. But there you have it. Your GIJoe Alvin Breaker Kibby mass device sub-series. Are you guys a fan? Are you guys excited? Are you guys picking them up, skipping out on them? You don't care for them? You wish he came with better weapons? Are you hoping we see a mass device in the not too distant future? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, load up, grab your kits. See you in the battlegrounds.